And welcome to my Solstice special. Now, this is a strict half-hour special because I do have to work tomorrow. And, yeah, so I can't stay up all night. But the solstice, it is the shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere and the longest day of the year in the Southern Hemisphere. So falls over the 21st and the 22nd of December. Of course, Southern Hemisphere where I am, it's the 22nd of December. We're like 13 hours ahead of you here in Western Australia, and the East Coast is like 10 hours ahead of the East Coast of the US. Yeah, so what is the solstice going to bring? Let's have a look and see what messages solstice may have for us. So the solstice, what messages does Spirit have for us about the solstice? What messages, what influences are the solstices going to bring around on us, going to have on us? So what are the influences of the solstice? The 10 of Wands. Coming to an end. Of course, it's the end of certain cycles. And but it's also like only the halfway point. So if you've been struggling now, it's a good idea. You don't have to carry everything yourself. But if things have been a struggle, there is victory. So victory after struggle with the 10 of Wands. So what other things, influences are the solstices going to have on us? The Page of Wands. It is a good time for us to find our voice. Well, that makes sense. We're finding our voice. We're talking more to people because of the holiday season. And it's a great time to talk to people, communicate with people. Share your love. Share the love. You know, to me, the pages are also a foundation of the court cards. So it's a great time to use communication to build new foundations in relationships. That's really good. The Ace of Swords. Okay. Look, whether we like it or not, sometimes some truths are going to come out, or sometimes it's going to be an opportunity. Just the bullshit is going to be made clear to a lot of people. And, you know, the sword, the ace, the sword slices through the rubbish and gets to the truth. And opportunity, it's just in the air. So it seemed to me the solstices bring and the truth will come out. You don't necessarily have to say it or do it. It just comes out about a lot of things. So, you know, depending on what's going on around you or with you or in the world, the truth about some things may come out. And wow. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. What other influences is the winter and summer solstice having? Okay, with regard to love, relationships and lovers, it's reaffirmation. Some people will be brought together. Some people, unfortunately, there could be a bit of it can be a very stressful time of the year. So not a parting of the ways, but just some stress on some relationships. But this is a period where togetherness and affirmation of your love for the people around you is really, really important. And let them know. So it's a great opportunity to let the people around you know how you feel, what you feel. And then there is the Six of Pentacles. This is sharing, the charity card. It's also a card of validation, giving and receiving with equal love, of course, and that makes sense as well, given the season. So that's the messages that the winter and summer solstices have. That is the hi J Cat Lady. 7:35 Central Time in Texas. Yeah, it's 9:36 or 9:35 here in Perth, Western Australia. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. No problem. I'm only on for half an hour, guys, because I have to work tomorrow and I have an early start. So if I want to relax with hubby a little bit before we go to sleep, just gotta. Yeah, I can only stay on for half an hour. But the solstices are such a powerful time. And I think I will be doing spring and autumn equinox specials as well during this coming year, as well as the mid-year solstices. So there's lots and lots of messages there about communication, reaffirmation, about the truth about things coming out, whether it's meant to, or well, it's just the influences of the solstices. It can be really hard to hide things, either shortened days or extended daylight. And you might think it'd be easy to hide things in the longer nights, but it's not always, because you can only work in the daylight sort of thing. So the limited time in the north and the extended time in the where light is shone on you, it balances things out, but the truth comes out. It seems to be that time of year. So do you have a question about the solstice? I'm going to have a quick look at what the solstice is going to bring for some major political players. So we'll have a look at our Prime Minister here in Australia, Anthony Albanese, Albo. It's a tough time at the moment, of course, with this horrible crime that happened last Sunday, and the need for, it's like a monkey on his back, and there's so much pressure on him. People want it all nice and shiny quickly, but it is a devil of a situation. Things are going to be done, continue to be done in private. This is the Hermit. So he can feel a little bit isolated. Fortunately, just a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, he got married to his partner, Jody, and they did use the lodge in Canberra, but they paid for everything and only used the grounds, which made sense. And but he's not quite as lonely anymore. But it feels like isolation. The Ace of Cups. He might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. But he's not the type to sit back and just let everyone else do what needs to be done. He will work with others. He will reach across the aisle, and he will work with others in a cooperative spirit. But he won't listen to any nonsense. Okay, and last thing, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it is his aim to make sure that people do pay for activities like this, and that they do have to face the music at some time. If you're going to take those risky behaviours and those disgusting behaviours, you will pay for them, and he's going to. That is on his mind. Of course, he wants to enjoy Christmas. That we all want to enjoy Christmas. But of course, he's got the burdens of leadership that can sometimes. But yeah, I feel like he'll be quite this incident is going to go with him through Christmas. Now let's have a look at Mr. Starmer. Keir Starmer, who is the British Prime Minister, Knight of Wands. Okay, that's the investigative knight, and the Knight of Pentacles. He wants to surge forward, but he's being blocked with the Knight of Pentacles. People saying you have to make sure. So hold your horses, hold your horses. Don't charge in. The Eight of Cups, it feels like a little bit of an air of maybe abandonment there. Feeling like people left the building and didn't bother telling him they were going. But he's done a lot of hard work, and I think that in the next month or so, there's going to be some return on that hard work. Now let's look at the US president. Now, if you want to hear the general, and hello to all the people, my lovely lurkers, and everyone who chooses to click on one of my videos at a later date. Thank you so much. Please leave a comment or a like. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah. So let's have a look at what the solstices have in store for Mr. Trump. Or the orange terror, as he's going down here. Oh my, gonna learn a harsh lesson. This is the end does not justify the means. This is people turning away. Now we've got temperance, but it's reversed. So things, lots of disharmony around him. Lots of disharmony. With that temperance card in reverse. And the Fool is in no way prepared to handle what is coming towards him. And the Fool is a new start. But this is not a happy new start. He's in no way prepared to handle what is coming at him. So now then there's the star. Now it's upright. So he's going to feel a bit hopeful. But he seems to have some reason for hope. But this is so counteracted, contradicted by the two previous reverse cards. And all three of these cards are major arcanas after the five. What's the last? I'll do one more for him. And we have the Two of Wands. It is reversed, all his plans and strategies. So what's this star about then? It's like he feels some hope, but then all his plans and strategies are blocked. Wow, that is really, really interesting reading. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't normally do things in the evening unless it's like for a special like this for the solstices. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's still there. He didn't leave on the 15th, but I do feel like the 15th was important. Why is the 15th of December so important, Spirit, for Donald Trump, for President Donald Trump? Why is the 15th of November? Why are people seeing it? Why is it such an important date regarding him? Now, this is everything flowing over, but not in a good way. Overwhelmed. Wow. End of cycle. But very, very choppy, very, very dicey. End of the cycle. Ace of Swords, the truth coming out that he's wanted to keep hidden, coming out. Page of Swords, again reversed. Disappointment. Disappointment in a friend. Again, this is another 10, the end of a cycle. This is the 10 of Wands. It is reversed. Not going to reach the end of his journey. And I think that this downward turn has started. I'm not a doctor, but I say it's health. Definitely health. But he's not going to complete the journey. The struggle will be too hard. The Orator card. Someone is speaking for him. Mm. Okay. Denise Trudeau. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I'm only on for another 10 minutes or so because I have to work tomorrow morning and I've got an early start, like a 6 o'clock start. So even though I'm working from home, I have to, yeah. So I'm only on for another 10 minutes. Um, the Canadian Prime Minister, um, let's have a look at him. I looked at the Australian Prime Minister, I looked at the British Prime Minister, I looked at Donald Trump. What has do the solstices, what messages do the solstices have for him? Okay. Um, you've been waiting for the choice for the best offer to come. Okay. Do not ignore the next offer. I don't know what that's about or the opportunity. Another four, and this is the Four of Pentacles. Don't go to extremes. This is reversed, actually. Don't go to extremes in anything you do at the moment. This is a time for prudence, including not being too fussy about the opportunities that come along, and be prudent. Do not go to extremes. This Four of Pentacles reversed is about extremes. Okay, do not take the easy road. There is a better way of doing things. He knows it, so he should take that better road. If he does that, things will be, the outcome will be valid and lasting. But if you take shortcuts, there'll be trouble. Eight of Wands, but it is reversed. Slow things down a bit. There is going to be a slowdown in communications. Of course, it is the Christmas, the holiday period. Lots of people are on leave. So don't expect things to get done with quite the swiftness and the speed that they normally have to. You have to show some patience. So do not take the shortcuts. Show the patience because things will be slowing down. Nine of Cups reversed. Nine of Cups upright. If you do all of these things, if you listen to what your gut is telling you, Mr. Prime Minister of Canada, things will go the way you hope they will. And this is all domestic. I'm talking about domestic policy here. They're all minor arcana, and they're all in the Ace 10. So there's no court cards here. This is all domestic policy, and this is over the next few weeks. So if he is more aware of the opportunities and more discerning and does not go to extremes, does not take shortcuts, and be patient with things not moving as quickly, then things will turn out as he hopes that they will. So that's for the Canadian Prime Minister. Hi, Warrior Girl. I'm only on for another few minutes because I do have to work in the morning, and it's coming up to 10 o'clock my time here at night. So I'm going to be doing just a couple more readings. I've focused on, I did a general reading first of what the solstices, what message the solstices have for everybody. And then I've been looking at the leaders Um, no, there are others on. Don't worry about the box. Yeah, and so what? I'm looking at. I also had a look at why everyone was getting the 15th of December as a decisive date with Trump, and I think it's his health. I think there's been a real downturn in his health. Now, changes in leadership. Will do the solstices herald a change of leadership in the House? Let's have a look at the House of Representatives in the United States. King of Cups, smooth, calmer waters at the moment. Oh, then we've got the Ten of Swords, the long, dark night of the soul. Things are always darkest before the dawn, but there's new light ahead. So there's a bit of a shake-up coming. Page of Cups. This can be about inspirational people, but it can also be around childish people. So there's going to be some shenanigans, I feel here. The Queen of Swords reversed. So this is like a clean out. Somebody's, I mean, it doesn't have to be a woman just because it says the Queen of Swords, but definitely somebody in a position of power is going to have a bit of a clear out around themselves, clear out what no longer serves them. So there might be a little bit of a clearance taking place in the House of Representatives. Okay, and a high priestess. Now, this is definitely very feminine energy. So there may be a woman stepping up to challenge the leadership. Whether that will happen, it's not. I think Mike Johnson is very complacent in his leadership at the moment, which is calm. But there's a bit of a shake-up coming. And the high priestess, the very feminine energy, this is a major arcana, so there's going to be some big changes. Yeah, so that's going to be, it'll be interesting to see what happens. The solstice energy is going to work on until the house returns in January. Look at this, the world, a change in your place in the world. There's travel, there's movement, the end of one cycle. Okay, that was on the bottom of the deck. We'll have a quick look at the Senate, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Have happy holidays. I will be back on Saturday for my normal Saturday the 27th for my normal Saturday show. Okay, let's have a look at the US Senate. What energy is coming? What effect are the solstices having on that? The Magician, but it's reversed. So whatever they're trying to do, they no longer have all the instruments, all the tools needed to pull off their magic tricks. going to be some changes happening there too. Knight of Cups reversed. The facade falling away. That's interesting. That's all I've got on that. It's the facades falling away. The Five of Pentacles. This is definitely the out in the cold card, and no idea how they got there. Again, there seems to be another shake-up coming. Three of Swords. Betrayal harder. It is time for them to move on and get on with things and stop with the games and the betrayals. Three of Cups. They're losing support. They're bleeding support. Because people are feeling betrayed and they're just ready to move on. Well, that's pretty much it for how the solstice is going to be affecting various parties and any messages the solstice has. I'm going to leave you now. Merry Christmas to everybody. If you watch this, leave a thumbs up, and please have a Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year. I will be back before the New Year. So until next Saturday, stay strong, stay healthy, stay happy, stay loving, and as always, stay laughing. Laugh every day, and if you can, laugh with a stranger. Love you all. Bye-bye.